Hello world, Patricia O'Connor and a little kicked back Frida Reva Darcy here, and I have been not kicked back. I have been enjoying my Saturday. I did sleep in, that was rather nice. But when it came to right after I watered today, I started work out here. We have some things are about to change here a little bit. Nothing to get excited about. I am excited though. I have an addition or two to the balcony coming, and it's time for me to start anticipating their arrival. So first things first, this is our count of little Japanese black pines that we started from seed. Those, plus these two little guys here in the pot. I had two little pots with little pines like that going in them, and both of them were attacked by the doves. This one had two survivors, the other one not so much. I moved this pine here from over there. I moved my maple forest over there. I moved the one of my small wisterias here. I moved the other small wisteria here. I also pruned back some of this enormous stuff, not all of it. I don't want to just totally wreck the energy, but if we can go ahead and get that to vibricate off into something, we could do that. And then maybe at that point I'll cut this back too. But I started kind of doing a little bit, not too much at one time, work on that. I weeded this somewhat, not overly so, as evident. I took the large Chinese wisteria, and I think you probably saw a little flash of it when I right after I showed Frida. It's in the living room. I will be doing that tonight, and by doing that tonight, what I mean is I'll be weeding it. I won't make you see that part, and then I'll be removing the wire that's on it, that's digging in, and applying a little bit more wire, and we'll talk about where it goes and what it's gonna, am I gonna go right back with it there, or what, Pat? So our lights are down for the day. It's late in the afternoon. It was in the upper 60s today. Very nice, very pleasant, very, very pleasant day. And so it just made it kind of easy to kind of just get rolling at our own leisure. But I've gotten quite a bit done. I want to probably clean up some of this more, take some of this out of here. I like the way this is arranged. See, these are all of our trees that are in bonsai pots, or right here. These are all of our small trees that are in bonsai pots. All of our seedlings are not totally out of the wind, but they're mostly out of the wind, and they shouldn't get blazed or cooked right there. They'll just get these guys from a distance that should be okay for them. And these guys are all our pines in training pots. So that's kind of the rationale between who is where and why. And that can change if somebody looks like they're not doing good, and somebody down, that can change. If somebody didn't look like they're happy with where they are, if we can see where the location has anything to do with that, we'll fix it. We'll fix it. So that's kind of what's going on there. It's probably I had been doing a little bit. Oh yeah, I rearranged the shelf. What I did to the shelf was, this was the top, and I removed this, and this was the top, but it was over here, so I dropped it down to there. So that's now a usable level, and it's the same level as this, which allows me to slide that tray back, which helps me position those trees in a way that they're kind of big, for their size. They kind of spread out for their size. They're man spreading, I guess. So that tray helps them to be that size and to live in that substrate and all that. But at the same time, I get to keep it out of a traffic area. I've got damage to the needles here. This is probably from a clumsy operator, a clumsy owner, me. So that was the idea. Everybody is far enough away from the rail that if I'm looking at something here, like right now, I'm leaning into these guys, but it's also because I know I can. I don't see any ill effects from that after I do that. They don't look bruised or battered or beaten or anything. Those are good trees. These cypress trees, and when I turn off the lights, it is, they have just such a nice look about them. They do. They just have such a nice look about them. Also, when I'm done with that, this flower pot with the wisteria will probably go back maybe to there. The table will just kind of freestyle out over here for a minute for whenever we do more shooting of that stuff. And with this, then with this table, this is a cool little bonsai table if I want it to be that. But it will get the wisteria, the Chinese wisteria, which was living over there in the corner. So that's kind of what's going on there with our musical chairs. We're making better use of our shelves. I've started taking some of our extra trays and substrate out. I've also taken all of our seedlings out of the kitchen. So all of that is is cleared up and cleaned up. As far as the seedlings are concerned, I've still got the light in place. And I'm really, really, really looking forward, y'all, to I'm really looking forward to what's ahead. And what is ahead, Pat? Well, I did a video a couple of days ago where I showed off a Ponderosa. Pat kicks the table. I showed up a Ponderosa that's on its way, and on its way it is scheduled to be here in a few days. And then after that, I saw an opportunity and pounced. So I didn't think the Ponderosa necessarily we needed another big surprise or mysterious unboxing or something. So I just told y'all straight up and showed y'all the picture and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, the other thing that I saw and pounced, I was just like, oh, that's nice. I would own that if I could own that. And then well, wait a minute, how much? I have that much. So now it's on its way, and according to the fine folks at UPS, they say it'll be here tomorrow. The good news is I'm off tomorrow. The tricky news is, as the other tree is showing up Friday, and yeah, that's when they say. So I'm going to get us a little closer and see whether or not that's a firm Friday. It shows up firm on Friday, or whether or not that's going to end up being Saturday or Sunday. It had to come from a long way, and a lot of times, by the time it gets a little closer, I see a shipping exception. So I want to try to negotiate. I want to try to be here and be ready when it gets here. I also want to make sure that I don't make some sort of arrangements to be here when it gets here, only to have it change when it's going to be here. And it's kind of been my luck, or, you know, it's just kind of not really my luck necessarily, or my history, but it's just kind of the way of things, that if you make some change to try to be sure you're here when it happens, then it won't happen then. You just, you know, like, yeah. So, I don't know. I'm going to wait and see how I feel about it, and see whether or not they say it's still going to be Friday on the Ponderosa. But that's what they're saying so far. We've got one by UPS from Atlanta, Georgia. The other one, FedEx from South Dakota, shipped out of Rapid City, South Dakota. I think I did a motorcycle race in South Dakota once, but I didn't get to see a whole lot of the place. I enjoyed the day. We drove in there at night and woke up that morning at what looked like a fairground racetrack, and then left late at night. And I think we had a good day. I don't remember anything weird happening, but I didn't get to see it. But the countryside was absolutely beautiful. So that's what's going on there. Like I said, we are going to do a little wisteria, a Chinese wisteria show tonight. So when this video posts and people watch it a year from now, that won't really necessarily make any sense, because it won't necessarily be in any order. But that's what's going on. That's what's going on with us tonight. And I did rearrange. I've been kind of busy. I've been kind of making spots. I'm not exactly sure where the new tree will go. It might go here. This might go here, and it might go here. It might go there. I'm still planning on cleaning all my little gutters out today. So it might go here, and that might go partially here. So there's all kind of stuff. But this is the picture doesn't show the size, so I know the height. When I saw the weight, I was a little like, yeah, it might be what they wrote down. It might be what they saw on the scale, but I saw the word 98 pounds. So I can still move that. I can't move that a long way, but I have a cart. So, and Frida can probably pull a cart. Yeah, you could pull a cart. Sure you could. Anyway, I'll probably put the wisteria, the Chinese wisteria, here when I'm done messing with it, and I'll bring that wisteria and I'll put it there, and I'll take this. Those are wildflowers. I don't know. I bought a couple of packets of wildflowers assorted and dumped them in there, and I've been really happy with that. I did that 2 years ago, and it still produces wildflowers every year. So yeah, I'll probably move that guy. Maybe back to there and position it somewhere in here where it's less in the way, a little less in the way, but gets okay light, gets pretty good light. And then the table will be where I am. And then that wisteria, like I said, will live there. I think it could be an indoor bonsai. I know they're not really crazy about the cold. We had them outside in Texas, and they live outside here just fine. It doesn't get cold enough to kill them, but I think in places where it does get cold, people bring them inside during the winter. So I could probably leave it. I could probably leave it there just fine. Either one of those. But I think I'll bring that. But I think the Chinese wisteria may live there for a minute when I've got it cleaned up and looking a little better. So that's what's going on there. Like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. This isn't anything too earth-shattering. I'm just showing y'all where we're making room and creating spaces and laying everything out. Our design, our tree layout, and where everything was kind of based on get tree, find space for tree. Get another tree, stick tree in hole. So what I did today was bring a few things into the living room, and which gave me room to work, and then started bringing it back out and putting it where I thought it would work best for me. And what works best for me is the seedlings are easy to water with the small watering can. So reaching out to water those is a lot easier than reaching out to water the wisterias, which take a lot of water. And now they're a little closer, they're a little bit more accessible. That makes them a little easier to weed as well. Those guys the little trees won't need as much of that type of maintenance, and I think their position is out of the wind enough that they should be happy there, and there's room to grow. I have 10 ponderosas in the works. I don't think they've shipped out yet, but they're coming from Wyoming. And that also wasn't a secret. We have 10 little seedlings. They will be coming and probably look about like, if you remember when we got these seedlings, these are Japanese black pine seedlings, but they came with their little you can see that mound of soil there, that one's sticking. Some of those underneath you can see are on their little cubes of soil, or plugs as it is, shipped not even in pots, shipped in plugs. So when they get here, I have to be ready, and to that end, I've got 10 little pots on the standby and ready, so we can go from the box to that. Give them a couple of weeks to, or a month or two to recover, or whatever we feel like it, and then from that moment on, we can start doing some of the same cool stuff we did to some of these guys. So that could be pretty entertaining. So that's kind of what's going on. That's kind of what's going on there. And and those kids, believe it or not, are actually enjoying the pool. There's nobody actually dying in the pool. That's the sound of somebody having the time of their life. Thank you all so much for watching.